beautiful. Oh my goodness. Such a good mama. You're such a good mama too. Look, there's litter in your tail. You probably store lots of things in your floof. We have gotten SmudgeBob's necropsy results back, and they are very interesting and confirm that what she had was not something that was compatible with life. And is also something that is extremely rare and also not really documented in females. So we need to do some additional testing to confirm it, but we don't know. We're working with the lab to figure out where we can get this testing done. But it is a form of muscular dystrophy. It is so X-linked muscular dystrophy, basically. It causes muscle enlargement, and typically the symptoms don't present until much older, like months or a year or more, a couple of years even. So in those cases, it can be managed sometimes in those cases because they are a less severe form. But for her to have been born with symptoms already, again, puts her in an extremely rare category. And then for her to be female is, again, extremely rare. Okay, can I move you just a little bit this way? Thank you. Because we're having a photo op while I have my serious conversation. So beautiful. They're being so cute. Yeah, so again, so if you do like Googling of it, you'll find some information and case studies on cats that were diagnosed later in life than she was. You won't find any like young kittens. Yeah, so lots of questions. I probably should have waited for more information before I told you, but I was just thinking about anyway. Well, I've been like doing research for the last 2 days. So yeah, so that is kind of what we learned so far, and it does bring us some comfort to have an answer potentially, and also, you know, they did confirm that there was nothing, we didn't miss anything, we didn't do anything. We always, of course, think that it's something that we've done. And thankfully, you know, there was no evidence of that. Which is kind of a relief. Well, it's a big relief, actually. Yeah, I should actually read you I'll see if I can bring up the actual report, because I'm not doing a very good job of explaining it. And I, of course, intend to do a post, but, you know, things take me forever. Because I've been, like, researching and emailing researchers, and this is extremely cute, though. So hold on. Oh my gosh, that's a cute kitten. Did you just fall asleep? Oh. Why won't it focus? So cute. So very cute. Sorry, easily distracted. Okay, so here we go. Final diagnosis: probable dystrophin deficient hypertrophic feline muscular dystrophy. There's a mouthful for you. Maybe I can paste it into chat for those who wish to Google. Okay. The most significant finding was the skeletal muscle hypertrophy and mild degenerative changes in affected skeletal muscle, suggestive of an uncommon condition of cats, dystrophin deficient hypertrophic feline muscular dystrophy, X-linked muscular dystrophy. This disease is associated with an X-linked gene for dystrophin, which is abnormal. This abnormal gene leads to a deficiency of functional dystrophin, a structural protein which stabilizes myofibers. Affected cats are usually male and may have a juvenile or adult onset of clinical signs of disease. Clinical signs include growth retardation, weight loss, hypersalivation, vomiting, and breathing issues with gross symmetrical enlargement of varying skeletal muscles. The tongue and diaphragm are often also affected, and some cats will express hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. Fibrosis may develop with age. Excessive muscling of chest, shoulders, and front legs, which is what I noticed even immediately at birth. And of course, we know she had macroglossia, which is an enlarged tongue. They ruled out sepsis. They ruled out aspiration. They ruled out, you know, all of the things that we could have treated. And so, yeah, so basically, yeah, it's typically juvenile or adult onset, and it is every documented case that I have found has been male cat because of the X-link. So, we have collected buccal swabs, cheek swabs, basically, from at least 52 of the cats at this colony. That includes, we haven't collected these guys yet, but I'm including them in that number. So I think we have 59 cats cataloged, including the ones at HQ. So we have at least 52. We may have 54. Actually, I could tell you. I think Gwen double checked today with our samples, because we had to we quarantined our samples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27. So 27 plus 28, which is 55 out of 59. So we have almost everybody. We have cheek swabs from almost everybody in the colony. So to me, it seems like a very interesting opportunity to advance understanding of this disease, if in fact that is confirmed to be what was going on. So that's one of the things I'm reaching out to researchers about, is that we have, to my untrained self, what seems like a very interesting data set that could shed some light on how this disease manifests. But I do have to find a, someone who would be willing to, do the research part. So anyway, I don't know if we will be able to, I don't know if I'll be able to find someone, but I do think it's potentially a very interesting opportunity. And there are many follow-up questions that need to be answered. And so it's going to take time, because obviously this is not a very well understood disease. And so, and then I think, so one of the suggestions so far is that we have to do a whole genome sequencing to identify like which exact gene to look for. And so anyway, there's a bunch of other stuff we have to consider, including whether we can, anyway, there's a lot more that needs to be done. But I think if this has happened, I assume it's happened to other kittens, but they just fail to thrive and die very quickly without the intensive care that we were giving. And so they would die very quickly of starvation, which we were able to prevent. And then the other thing was respiratory failure. So I think that is what ultimately happened. She just was not meant to stay with us. But maybe she was meant to help us understand things better. So on that note, look at these ollies. It's a very peaceful milk bar situation. Yeah, so this was the necropsy results. We do not have genetic testing back yet on any of our for anything, and then the lab here that did her necropsy is they're very wonderful and compassionate, and they, because of course we sent her in like a very beautiful box with a beautiful oh nope, like a rainbow blanket with nope, too soon, can't talk about that part. Okay, but anyway, they appreciated how cute she was. So I think they're trying, and also because it's a very interesting diagnosis, they're really like trying to help us out. So we appreciate that. We're hopeful that they'll be able to help us find, kind of what to do next as far as testing goes. But as we've learned already, the genetic testing is very slow. And so it will be probably a while before we have those answers. But anyway, there you go. Long, rambling, impromptu, partial update. And on that note, my miracle pee timer is about to go off. So I will finish up with housekeeping. And let's close this. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. You're so pretty. You're so pretty too. What a good mom. A good team.